Hi everyone, I'm Payam Aryan and this is 10 Minutes with Payam Aryan. I intend to present a series of audio clips in English to you on various topics about the Bahá'í faith so that we can get a more accurate understanding of Bahá'í faith by explaining and getting to know about its study sources and the text of this religion. Before I go any further, I should explain something. We cannot trust so-called official translations when it comes to Baha'i texts. English Baha'i texts have been translated from Arabic or Persian. However, the Baha'i-approved translators haven't been quite honest in their job, including Shoghi Effendi, the guardian of the faith himself. They haven't translated Baha'i text word by word, nor by the literal meaning of the word, wherever the whole subject or specific word is controversial. For instance, when the text is about the punishment for the crime of intentionally setting someone's house on fire, instead of translating the words burning the offender alive, the translators have used the word execute without explaining the method of execution. Of course, the execution method is very important. No one can even imagine that today we execute someone by burning. And because these translators know that this is very brutal and inhumane, they translate differently and use another word. Baha'i friends may offer different justifications, such as Shoghi Effendi's authority to interpretation. In response to these friends, it should be said that, first of all, interpretation is Shoghi Effendi's authority only, so other translators are not allowed to change anything. Secondly, it should be mentioned that even Shoghi Effendi is not allowed to abrogate the rules of the Baha'i religion according to its text. He only has the right to explain Baha'i texts, not to abrogate Baha'u'llah's words. The founder of the faith who's forbidden abrogation of his words by anyone. Then no one in process of translating a text is allowed to express something completely different. So if an explanation is to be given, the translation should be done correctly, and then the entire of the text should be explained. Another problem that exists is Shoghi Effendi's translation method, who's chosen to use Old English, a form of English that is not being used anymore. It seems that Shoghi Effendi has used Old English so that English speakers would feel that these words are from God when they hear pronouns and words that are similar to the pronouns and sentences of Bible. Why was it necessary to use an Old English in the 20th century and not to use the everyday English that everyone understands. And the most important of all is that many Baha'i texts have been kept in International Teaching Center at Baha'i World Center in Haifa, Israel, till today, and have never been published. This is very unusual, and we don't know what these texts are really about. Think about it. You believe in a religion, but a series of texts were placed somewhere and you haven't seen them yet. And many of those that are available haven't been translated into English. Forget about accepting an opinion or ideology based on evidence and reasoning. Even if you want to just believe, have faith, you still must have all the texts of a religion fully available. How can you accept an ideology even though a series of its study sources are not available and are hidden somewhere? Therefore, in my audio clips, whenever I want to use a quote or read a text, I refer to the original text, either Arabic or Farsi, and translate it word by word into English, with the exception of a small number of originally English texts written by Shoghi Effendi himself. I must emphasize once again that my goal is only to clarify the truth about teachings and principles of Baha'i faith. I love and respect Baha'is around the world, and I just criticize the Baha'i religion. I ask simple and honest questions, and if there are rational and convincing answers, we should not be deprived of such answers. And if my criticism is valid and there is no answer to such questions, this issue should not upset anyone. Since all believers consider their own religions to be the absolute truth, my question may not be pleasant to them, but I assure you that my goal is only to educate myself, inform everyone, and reach the truth. So instead of making false assumptions and slandering me of nonsense, spreading hatred, let's work together to reach decent conclusions so that our audience can find the truth. I really don't mind what people believe, as long as their beliefs do not harm other people. I just feel responsible that if I have any knowledge or information about an ideology, I should share it with people, because I believe we should strive for public welfare and well-being of humankind. And of course, you as listeners must investigate independently that if I'm telling the truth by checking the references. Thanks for listening and have a wonderful time.